Few musicians accomplished as much together as Eddie Van Halen and David Lee Roth did over the course of their career. Now, in the first episode of Season 2 of the Roth Show podcast, David Lee Roth has a powerful message about his longtime friendship and collaboration with Eddie Van Halen. Before we continue, we have a lot of returning viewers. Most of you haven't subscribed yet, so if you could take just a moment to hit that subscribe button, we would really appreciate it. David Lee Roth rarely gives interviews or makes media appearances, which is what makes his podcast, The Roth Show, all the more special. During this episode, he was feeling reflective, and he opened up about his relationship with Eddie Van Halen and said he really misses him. He also spoke about Van Halen's iconic hit Jump and how he was initially opposed to Eddie Van Halen playing the synthesizer on that song. He said, "My dear departed Ed, boy, I miss him. I had a ball with Ed. Walt Disney once said, you know what? My love affair with Mickey Mouse was better than any love affair with a woman I ever had. I've got to tell you, playing with Ed, writing songs with Ed, presenting those songs with Ed was better than any love affair I ever had. And some of those songs, I think, might last forever, or until the last syllable of time. Like Shakespeare said, they became anthems. Where are they playing Jump right now?" Speaking of that song Jump, Roth reflected on how he initially didn't approve of Eddie Van Halen playing the synthesizer on the track. He said, "I remember when he played it on the keyboard downstairs. I said no. Well, we reflect the times, and the times at that time were guitars, 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 and Jump was one of those hybrids." Following the passing of such an iconic and transformative guitarist in Eddie Van Halen, there was a lot of discussion about a tribute show or a series of tribute shows to honor his legacy. But unfortunately, as we heard from Wolfgang Van Halen over the summer, some people are making it very difficult for those shows to occur, and it seems unlikely that they will ever happen. Wolfgang told Rolling Stone, "What I can say is that there was an attempt at doing something, but I don't like to speak negatively about people, but there are some people that make it very difficult to do anything when it comes to Van Halen. After being in Van Halen for a long time, I really have strived to have an environment where there is no walking on eggshells and there is no personality that you have to deal with. It's just guys having fun, making music, and just having a good time. But from my time in Van Halen, there was always some stuff that gets in the way from just making music and having a good time. And I think that's what happened. It's been more than 2 years now since we lost Eddie Van Halen, and the tributes continue to pour in. It was a beautiful message from David Lee Roth about working with his longtime bandmate. That's your latest update from Rockfeed. If you haven't subscribed yet, be sure to hit that button and check out the recommended video up on your screen.